Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on 10 games in Fanatical's Bento Deluxe Bundle, BundleFest 2025 of February 2025. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and have the opportunity to gain early access to videos by buying a coffee through Buy Me a Coffee or Ko-Fi. Your support means the world to me, and I genuinely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have Coffee Talk, Episode 1 and 2 Complete Series, a cozy visual novel that invites you to play as the barista of a late-night cafe in an alternate Seattle, where humans and mythical creatures bond over warm drinks and heartfelt conversations. The series excels in creating a mellow atmosphere with its lo-fi soundtrack, pixel art, and relaxing drink-mixing mechanics. The first game, Coffee Talk, establishes the charm with its slice-of-life storytelling and light decision-making system. As you serve drinks to elves, werewolves, vampires, and more, you gently influence their personal journeys. While the game lacks high-stakes drama, its comforting ambiance makes it an enjoyable experience. Conversations touch on themes of relationships, identity, and societal struggles, but never delve too deep. The drink-making mechanic is simple, with most orders being straightforward. The real appeal is in listening to the patrons share their lives, fostering an environment that feels like a warm retreat from reality. Episode 2, Hibiscus and Butterfly, builds on this foundation, introducing new characters and additional drink ingredients. The story expands with discussions on modern issues, like online fame and creative struggles. A lost property system adds a minor gameplay twist, but its impact feels inconsistent. While some returning characters are sidelined, the new cast keeps interactions fresh. However, the drink mixing challenge feels even simpler than before. This series remains a soothing experience. If you enjoyed the first game, the second offers more of the same charm, making it a perfect companion for a quiet, rainy evening. At number 2 we have Until Then, a non-traditional visual novel that blends pixel art storytelling with light interaction, placing you in the shoes of Mark, a struggling high school student in the Philippines. His life is a cycle of avoidance, barely present in class, lost in online games, until new students arrive and send his world spiraling into something unrecognizable. What follows is a deeply emotional journey of self-discovery, grief, and hope. Unlike typical visual novels, Until Then lets you move through a richly detailed 2.5D world, interacting with people and objects in ways that can feel both natural and purposeful. Every choice matters, even when the effects are not immediately clear. The game's art style is mesmerizing, with characters constantly in motion, brimming with life. The world feels alive too, whether it's the school halls or streets lined with familiar sights and sounds of the Philippines. Everything is crafted with an authenticity that's rare in gaming. Music plays a central role, not just in the narrative, but in the emotions it evokes. Piano melodies and atmospheric soundscapes bring moments of joy, sorrow, and nostalgia to life. While the inclusion of minigames sometimes disrupts the flow, the storytelling remains its strongest asset. Until Then is not just a game, it is an experience, one that lingers long after the credits roll. If you're ready for an emotional gut punch wrapped in a beautifully realized world, this is one journey you will not forget. At number 3 we have Evil Tonight, a top-down survival horror game that echoes the challenge and resource management of classic Resident Evil. You take control of Sylvia, a modern medium who battles supernatural forces by confronting them head-on. When a job at an abandoned performing arts school goes horribly wrong, Sylvia finds herself trapped in a nightmare filled with spirits and grotesque creatures. With only her wits, limited weapons, and scarce resources, she must navigate the haunted halls, uncover the mystery behind the haunting, and survive against overwhelming odds. Visually, Evil Tonight is a masterpiece of pixel art, reminiscent of Final Fantasy Tactics with soft gradients and a subtle CRT-like blur that enhances the atmosphere. The environments are packed with detail, making exploration as rewarding as it is tense. However, the gameplay leads into the brutal side of survival horror. Ammo and healing items are scarce, enemies take a surprising amount of damage, and your melee weapon, restricted by a stamina system, often feels frustratingly weak. Exploration is engaging, but hindered by a lack of a map, forcing you to memorize key locations. While the puzzles are simple extensive backtracking can become tedious. The writing is another weak point, with Sylvia's dialogue often falling into cringeworthy, over-the-top territory. Despite its flaws, Evil Tonight delivers a compelling, visually stunning horror experience. If you enjoy punishing survival horror with a strong challenge, it is worth your time. Just be prepared for a fight. And number 4 we have Long Gone Days, a narrative-driven RPG that blends turn-based combat with heavy themes of war, morality, and language barriers. You follow Rourke, a sniper raised in the underground military state known as the Core. Initially loyal to its cause, Rourke's worldview shatters when he realizes he's fighting against innocent civilians. This sets him on a journey of redemption, escaping the Core and grappling with the consequences of his past. The game presents a compelling anti-war narrative, but often rushes through its most impactful moments. While it explores weighty themes, it does not always delve deep enough to make them truly resonate. The inclusion of real-world languages adds realism, but language barriers serve as minor obstacles rather than meaningful storytelling devices. Similarly, the morale system, meant to track character growth, is vague and underdeveloped, making its impact feel inconsequential. Combat is entirely scripted, avoiding grind-heavy mechanics. Battle revolves around targeting enemy body parts for strategic advantages, but encounters are relatively easy. Avoiding combat aligns with the game's themes, yet doing so means missing out on valuable rewards, creating a thematic disconnect. Visually, Long Gone Days shines with detailed sprite work and immersive environments. However, occasional abrupt transitions between cutscenes and gameplay can be jarring. The soundtrack is excellent, yet often too subtle to stand out. Long Gone Days is an engaging experience with great presentation and thoughtful ideas, but its potential is undercut by a narrative that moves too quickly to let its themes fully land. And number 5 we have Last Command, a fast-paced hybrid of Snake and bullet hell, where you weave through deadly attacks while collecting data points to unleash damage. With intense boss fights, customizable skill modules, and a mysterious digital world to explore, this game challenges both your reflexes and strategy. Right from the start, Last Command throws you into action with its unique blend of movement mechanics. You control the Crawler, navigating through bullet patterns while utilizing dashes and the Analyze mode for precise movement. The gameplay shines in its boss fights, which feature handcrafted attack patterns that demand quick thinking and skillful dodging. Each encounter feels fresh, ensuring you're never just going through the motions. While the story isn't the main draw, it provides an intriguing backdrop to the action. The pixel art visuals are vibrant and well crafted, though the flashing effects might be overwhelming for some. A colorblind mode helps accommodate different players. The soundtrack complements the action well, enhancing the tension without becoming overly repetitive. With a roughly 10-hour campaign, Last Command is on the shorter side, but its difficulty settings and optional challenges, like the notorious Nightmare mode, extend its replayability. If you're a fan of games like Undertale, Nier's hacking segments, or just love intense boss fights, this is a must-play. While it may not be a deep narrative experience, the exhilarating gameplay makes up for it. If you crave a skill-based challenge, Last Command will not disappoint. And number 6 we have Diesel Legacy, The Brazen Age, a unique fusion of 2D fighting and beat-em-up mechanics set in the gritty dieselpunk world of New Liberties. Featuring hand-drawn visuals and a 3-lane combat system, it reinvents the genre with chaotic 2v2 battles and free-for-all modes. At its core, this game is built for team-based mayhem. The 3-lane mechanic adds an extra layer of strategy, letting you dodge, reposition, and control space in ways traditional fighting games do not allow. With 10 characters, each boasting unique abilities and thematic designs, you'll find diverse playstyles ranging from rushdown brawlers to oppressive zoners. The combat is fast, frantic, and unapologetically chaotic, sometimes to its detriment, as certain characters can feel overwhelming. The game offers a surprisingly meaty single-player experience, with character-specific story modes that flesh out the world. While the storytelling is not groundbreaking, it provides enough lore to keep things engaging. The art style is a standout, blending comic book aesthetics with smooth animations, reminiscent of classic animated films. The jazzy, steampunk-inspired soundtrack adds to the atmosphere, though some sound effects and voice acting feel inconsistent. Diesel Legacy delivers a fresh take on fighting games, perfect for those looking for something different. If you thrive in controlled chaos and enjoy multiplayer brawls, this is worth checking out. While it may not replace traditional 1v1 fighters, it carves out its own space in the genre with its bold, innovative design. At number 7 we have Coma 2B Catacomb, a side-scrolling survival horror game that continues the eerie psychological nightmare of Young-Ho Choi. Set between the Coma 1 and the Coma 2, you'll once again navigate a terrifying distorted world where reality and nightmare intertwine. The game brings back familiar mechanics, hiding from threats, scavenging for supplies, and managing your stamina as you evade relentless horrors. The tension is palpable, thanks to Devora's stunning hand-drawn art and unsettling atmosphere. However, difficulty spikes are more aggressive than before, often turning fear into frustration. The game's reliance on traps and scripted damage can feel excessive, sometimes punishing you unfairly rather than building suspense organically. Story-wise, the narrative delves deeper into Young-Ho's psyche, exploring his entrapment in a nightmarish time loop. The lore remains a strong point, making you eager to unravel the mystery. However, pacing issues and puzzles that feel more like roadblocks than brain teasers hold it back from matching the impact of its predecessors. Visually, it is as stunning as ever, with fluid animation and environments dripping in eerie detail. Performance is flawless on PC, ensuring an immersive experience without technical hiccups. Despite being the weakest entry in the series, Coma 2 Catacomb still offers an engaging horror experience. If you're a fan of the franchise, the deeper lore and haunting atmosphere make it worth playing. Just be prepared for a few frustrating moments. At number 8 we have Garlant, My Story, a 2D RPG that blends adventure, farming, crafting, and combat into one expansive experience. As a newly graduated Falconeye, you step into the Do region to carve your own path, balancing village life with the duty of protecting the land. The heart of Garlant lies in its freedom. You can fight monsters, gather resources, build your manor, and form relationships with the townspeople. Combat is a major focus. Defeating dominant bosses secures the region, but an underlying mystery of lost adventurers and ancient technology adds depth to your journey. The crafting system allows you to create equipment and augment gear, making exploration feel rewarding. Visually, the pixel art is charming, but opinions on the character sprites are mixed. While the world is immersive, the English translation has issues, becoming increasingly rough in later stages. Despite this, the narrative offers engaging character development, where villagers feel more complex than standard RPG archetypes. The game's structure echoes titles like Rune Factory and Stardew Valley, but with a stronger emphasis on combat. Farming, trading, and crafting all complement the experience, letting you tailor how you spend your time. However, some quality of life mechanics like inventory management could use refinement. If you enjoy action-packed farming sims with an RPG twist, Garlant My Story offers a compelling mix of adventure and creativity. It is an ambitious title that, with polish, could become a true hidden gem. At number 9 we have Project AHNO's Ark, a tactical RPG blending board game mechanics with roguelike progression. Set in a post-apocalyptic world ruled by the enigmatic goddess AHNO, you must guide your tribe through a deadly game of survival, uncovering secrets along the way. The game's core mechanic revolves around encirclement. You can instantly eliminate enemies, including bosses, by surrounding them with obstacles, allies, or terrain features. This high-risk, high-reward system forces you to think ahead, as foes can do the same to you. Combat is turn-based, but fast-paced, keeping battles engaging while maintaining a deep tactical layer. Beyond fights, you'll navigate a branching map filled with random events, choices, and power-ups, adding replayability and roguelike unpredictability. The narrative unfolds through interactions with allies and enemies, with plenty of witty, over-the-top dialogue that adds charm, even if it leans into so bad it's good territory. Visually, Project AHNO's Ark boasts a vibrant anime aesthetic, featuring expressive HD artwork and chibi-style characters. The soundtrack complements the gameplay well, especially during battles, where the music keeps the tension high. If you enjoy tactical RPGs, roguelites, or unique board game-inspired mechanics, this game delivers a fresh and addictive experience. With quick yet strategic encounters, compelling risk-reward decisions, and a quirky story, it is easy to sink hours into the challenge of surviving AHNO's twisted trials. Whether you're a casual strategist or a hardcore tactician, Project AHNO's Ark is well worth a shot. And number 10 we have Dragon Spirits 2, a hybrid of visual novel storytelling and creature battling RPG mechanics, drawing clear inspiration from Digimon, Pokemon, and Danganronpa. You awaken in a distorted digital dreamscape, forming a pact with a dragon named Zori, and must navigate a world plagued by cognitive pollution. Unlike traditional monster collecting RPGs, this game leans heavily into its visual novel elements. Expect extensive dialogue, philosophical musings, and point-and-click exploration, rather than open-world adventure. If fast-paced action is what you seek, this might not be the right fit. However, if you enjoy lore-heavy, dialogue-driven experiences, there's depth to uncover. Exploration follows a structured format, with movement dictated by menus and location-based prompts. Encounters occur in select areas, offering a light take on turn-based battles. Combat is straightforward. Select from 4 equipped abilities, utilize status effects, and strategically defeat enemies to form packs with new dragons. With 80 creatures to collect, each unlocking a Steam achievement, completionists may find this aspect rewarding. Visually, Dragon Spirits 2 impresses with its surreal, neon-infused aesthetic and beautifully designed dragons. However, the Western localization feels rough, making the story occasionally difficult to follow. While functionally solid, the game's heavy reliance on reading may deter players who prefer more gameplay-driven progression. For dedicated visual novel fans and monster battler enthusiasts, this is a unique and intriguing indie title. And that's all for this bundle. The bundle had potential, but the pricing and game selection didn't quite hit the mark for a lot of players. While some gems like Until Then and Coffee Talk stood out, the overall value fell off, especially for fans hoping for a classic bento style deal. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider unlocking early access to videos by buying the channel a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.